that down, let's move on to this. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's the ticket sales for Superman. The other week, we talked about how that in a year where we've already had a couple of films flirt with the $1 billion mark in Minecraft and in now Lilo and Stitch, which still very well may cross the $1 billion mark, Fantastic Four put their tickets on sale, and they had the biggest first day ticket sales of the year, breaking the record for the year, and it was the number one ticket sales thing for the year. Well, I hope they enjoyed it, because it didn't last long. According to Deadline, Superman early access Amazon Prime screening tickets have become Fandango's best, supplanting Fantastic Four first day pre-ticket sales year to date. They go on to write this. Great early heat here on James Gunn's Superman. Fandango's reporting that the Amazon Prime early access screenings for the film have become the ticket retailer's best first day advance ticket seller of 2025, outselling all other movies' general first day ticket sales year to date, including Disney/Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four First Steps. By the way, these tickets that Amazon Prime members paid for. They are not free. I already saw somebody saying, yeah, but if you're a Prime member, you got the tickets for free. No. Not only, you couldn't even use your A-list. I had to buy these tickets.
How dare them?
I had to pay $125 for me and get tickets for my friends for these tickets. So even if you had A-list, you couldn't even buy them on A-list. People had to buy these in cash. They are not free. Prime early access tickets are available exclusively through Fandango. Early screenings for Superman will take place in select theaters on July 8th, 7 p.m. local time, 3 days before the film's nationwide release in theaters and in IMAX. All right. I have said for a year, I think Superman can be great because it's James Gunn, and I got all the belief in the world in James Gunn. But because of a number of things that have happened before James Gunn ever showed up, the way the DCEU was run into the ground, the way it finished an absolute complete failure, the way out of their last 4 films, only one of them even managed to get to 400 million. A couple of them struggled to get to 200 million, that the audience had completely abandoned it. We had already had several recasts and numbers of iterations of Superman, both on the big screen and on the small screen. You know, that this Superman movie was going to just need to be great to rehabilitate the image, to set up the future of DC for success. Don't be surprised if it doesn't do all that well at the box office. Then that trailer came out yesterday. A trailer that my first reaction to watching it was, this trailer is going to kill it with the biggest demographic of all, the average movie-going audience. Maybe not the hardest of hardcore comic book nerds or whatever, but whatever. We're the 1 or 2%. The vast majority of people, I said, this trailer is going to kill it with those people. I might have to rethink how much money it's going to make. And now, Rob, they're saying the ticket sales, which are in a limited number of theaters, the Fantastic Four first day ticket sales is for 3,500 screens.
Yep.
This broke that record with limited screenings. And only just a fraction of the screenings that every other film has for its opening day. And Fandango is saying that this Superman film just broke that. Just sold more than that.
Only the early tickets. The regular tickets went on sale yesterday. So we don't even know the reports of how many tickets it sold yesterday.
All over. But we're talking about the first day record.
Yeah.
When Fantastic Four had way more seats to sell, Superman still managed to be the number 1 first day ticket sales of the year. And that includes, again, close to $1 billion films like Minecraft, Lilo and Stitch, Fantastic Four, which did hold the record there for a bit. And now Superman comes out. You know, I had a Hollywood producer friend of mine write to me yesterday. Let me say what he said here. He said, loved your Superman trailer reaction, blah, blah, blah. Marvel, he said, is shitting in their pants. It won't even be a fair fight with Fantastic Four, mark my words. And again, I don't think Marvel is shitting in their pants at all.
No.
But I wrote back to him. I said, I'm starting to think this movie's going to do better than I thought, which I love. I love.
This movie doing better only helps Fantastic Four.
And that's just going to help Fantastic Four. Again, if everybody loves going to Superman, they're going to be, we should do this again. Yeah, well, there's a new one coming out in 2 weeks. But here's the thing to me. You remember when the box office projections came out saying $150 to $180 million opening weekend. I said, well, that would be the biggest opening weekend of any DC film in history. But I don't believe that's going to happen. I think it's going to be closer to like 110. I'm thinking I'm going to have to do 180 on that. I like, it's just with this trailer going over with audiences the way it is, and it is spectacular, that trailer. I watched it like 10 more times last night. And now with Fandango saying, oh yeah, these tickets are selling, they're selling out. I mean, they're selling all the tickets right now. Maybe those opening weekend projections weren't so far off. Maybe it will come in at like 150 million to 180 million. I said when those numbers came out, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I want it to be true, but I don't believe it. Rob, I'm starting to believe it. I'm starting to believe that a man can fly, Rob. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Stitch Fix. Guys, you know I love movies, but you also know I have absolutely no fashion sense, and I absolutely hate shopping for my clothes. But thankfully, I have found a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. With Stitch Fix, I get a stylist who understands my style, size, and budget, and they do all the shopping for me. Because look, shopping and figuring out style can be overwhelming, especially for somebody like me. When it comes to getting dressed, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. That's why I love having a Stitch Fix stylist. They really know what works for me. I get pieces that make me look great, and it's a real confidence boost. You just give your stylist your size, style, and budget preferences. You get to order boxes when you want and how you want, no subscription required. They send you personalized pieces, and the fit is always on point. No stores, no crowds, no stress. Just personalized looks that you will love. So guys, make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Campea. That's stitchfix.com/Campea. Anyway, you see these numbers. I mean, Fantastic Four didn't hold the record for very long, but I don't know. What's your takeaway from this?
Well, look, I think, it really comes down to a philosophical question. Why do people go to the movies? And they go to the movies to, like you say, have an experiential event, to be entertained. Ultimately, you go to see a film, you want to experience any kind of a story, to be entertained, maybe be enlightened, be refreshed, be made to be happy. And I think that we are now conditioned that movies themselves, we're going to see spectacle now. The studios are making big scale films. This movie, the superhero movies, what have we been conditioned since 2000, where X-Men opened at Auschwitz?
Oh.
The superhero films have gone in all of them have gone in a certain direction. This movie has gone in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
This movie has taken 25 years of what we've been getting in the superhero genre and putting it away. And it's reinvented it. It reminds me, this is gonna seem weird to say, but I remember when I went and saw Beverly Hills Cop in 1984. And the thing about Beverly Hills Cop is we'd seen like buddy cop movies, like 48 Hours had come out. You'd seen cop thrillers, things like that. Blue Thunder, which Roy Scheider came out in 83. And I love cop movies. When I saw Beverly Hills Cop, it worked as both a serious cop thriller and a hilarious comedy.
Yeah.
It had both of these things, and it became one of the biggest movies of the year. And you watched it, and it opened with this great action sequence. The heat is on, or Neutron Dance, or whatever, the truck smashing everywhere. But it gave you a frothy confectional mix that was new.
Much like Miami Vice was of its time.
Yes,
it was for the MTV generation of the 80s, but so was his comedy, and so was that movie.
Yeah,
and its sensibility.
Yes, and it defined the time in which it came out.
Yeah.
It's like Bronson. I keep seeing Bronson Pinchot show up on my little things, and he talked about how he got the job playing My Name is Sarge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and how that was basically improvised and made up. And then the day it came out, people recognized him outside the grocery store in West Hollywood, like, hello, it's you, oh my God. I think that this movie coming out at this time, I think it's going to be one of those zeitgeist moments. And we've been conditioned and programmed to expect a superhero movie to be a certain way. And this movie's like, nope. I'm going to go back to, again, first principles. James Gunn's like, I'm going back to 80s DC comics where all this crazy stuff exists, and I'm going to put it in a movie. If Lex Luthor's going to grow some kaiju and Superman's going to fight him, he's going to do that. I'm not going to shy away from it. That would never have. This movie is not a Marvel movie. Marvel would never go this far. And when they tried, we got Thor: Love and Thunder and Quantum Mania, which didn't work. This is going to work.
Well, then the reason it's going to work, and I know I bring this up all the time, but it's the one word that James Gunn has mastered, which is the word balance, right? You look at Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, it lost its balance. The other Ant-Man films had healthy doses of humor and some silliness, but it was always balanced out against the heavier, the heist elements, the stuff. You looked at Thor, again, I always bring this up, but Thor Ragnarok has tons of really lighthearted, joyous moments, but also some of the darkest stuff ever to happen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe happened in that movie. Then you get Quantumania, and then you get Love and Thunder, which totally lost its sense of balance.
No.
James Gunn, especially you look at Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That movie is hilarious. But you also got Teefs Wants to See the Sky.
Oh, unbelievable.
I'm feeling my heart breaking just thinking about it, right? James Gunn knows how to do that balance. And if he can, and I know it's a big if he can strike that balance in Superman, we got something really special on our hands.
I would offer too, at the beginning of Ragnarok, there's a scene where Thor goes to talk to Doctor Strange and wants to know where Odin is. And it's just a little thing, but Thor's drinking beer.
Yeah, I love that.
And then Doctor Strange just refills his beer. That to me is both humorous, but also character driven. Doctor Strange is a good host.
Yes.
He's a good host. And it's like, this is not a slapstick moment. It's something Doctor Strange would do. Like, I'm making sure that my guest is taken care of. But it's funny that Doctor Strange does it, but it doesn't break. It's character-based, but also smart and fun humor.
Well, it's funny because of the cut. It's a close shot to a medium shot.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's looking, the audience is in on it. Like, oh.
Yeah, totally. And to me, that's the problem with Love and Thunder. Destroyed all that, and Quantumania went off into oblivion land where it shouldn't have gone. And James Gunn, though, he's a big wave surfer. He's going to take you down to whimsical fantasy land, but at the same time ground it with human emotion, like he did in Guardians 3. And maybe break your heart. And maybe break your heart. And he did that in 2 and 3. The family dynamic, everybody's family. I love Guardians of the Galaxy 2 because there's everyone has a broken family. By the end of that movie, it's weird. It's the typical, we're each other's family. But it was done in a really interesting way. And he knows that he's the master of that. That's a really hard thing to do because it's all about tone, and you're one step away from spinning off into oblivion. I would say that one of the problems with Zack Snyder's movies is the tone was too oppressive.
Right.
It was too heavy. And while some people dig that, hardcore metal, man, I love that. But where's the other side of it? Because you need both. It's a superhero movie.
Yeah,
I understood that.
And
reference.
we say that as I think Man of Steel is the best Superman movie of all time. I think it's the most underrated comic book film of all time. But yeah, I'm still I'm adjusting my opening weekend projections from 100 and 110 to 120 and 130. Which is again way higher than I would have thought it would have been 6 months ago. If you had asked me 6 months ago, I would say Superman will be doing great if it can open to like 70, 75 million. I'm now thinking 120, 130. I don't know. Now they're saying this is like freaking more tickets sold than Fantastic Four. And
this is a high wire act, man. It's a high wire act. I'm walking across the former World Trade Center on a wire, and he's either going to make it or he's gonna fall.
I'm so excited. Whatever it is,
I'm excited. I'm excited too. But
did you get your tickets for the 8th?
No.
Oh, you didn't.
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that, man.
It's okay.
Did you
we'll
get your
work it
tickets
out.
for opening weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, I got tickets for Thursday as well. So I got tickets for the Tuesday and I got tickets for the Thursday. So,
I think on Thursday at like 5 something.
ooh, man, I'm so excited. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Fandango has said, yeah, that record we just talked about with that Fantastic Four set, yeah, that's gone now. Superman, just with its advanced screening tickets, has set the new record, set the new mark for most first day tickets of the year, a year that we've had several close to $1 billion films come out. What's your takeaway from that? How big do you think this thing can be opening weekend? I'm calling 120 to 130. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.